so much trouble, Paddy. I'm in so much trouble.
Um, Good evening, Collie. How are we doing, sir? How are things?
Great, Paddy. It's great to be on with you again. So
It is indeed.
soon. I thought it was going to be longer before we chatted again. And what a week you picked. Not
I
only are
know.
there so many movies, and what's interesting is, usually Shamey will go, "Oh God, there's horror movies," and I'm not the world's biggest horror
Oh,
movie fan either. But there comes you, and then
yeah.
so you can talk about the horror movies. We've got a movie that I think's an absolute horror, and also along with all these and the events, and we've a film festival to mention. I was also at a concert in Dublin last night, so I am wrecked, my friend. So let's
Well, do
see
you know
how
what?
we.
You're looking very fresh, though. You're looking very
Well,
fresh.
not only are you a kind gentleman, I also have filters on the Zoom call. But but let's start. Speaking of fresh, getting a makeover. Let's start with the creator. Which, spoiler alert, bad title, great movie. I
Okay.
really enjoyed this movie. This is a new sci-fi movie from the guy who gave us Rogue One, which was one of the better Star Wars spin-offs, and it's set in a universe not too far away from now, or sorry, time not too far away from now, where AI had taken over everyday life. People are working all the time with robots and with sentient robots, and a nuclear bomb goes off, and the robots are blamed for it. So all of the Western world, especially America, ban all of these smart robots. Asia says no, we're keeping them. So that's the world we started. The Americans then are carrying out patrols throughout Asia, eliminating any robots they can find. And it gives you real sort of Vietnam War vibes as they're going through Asia with all these robots. It is stunning looking, right? It's a budget of 80 million, which of course is
Wow.
incredible money. But
Yeah.
like I have seen Transformers movies that are 130, 140 million that don't look a tap on this. But it's more importantly, it's kind of sci-fi for grown-ups. And I love this. And I quite like, I love Star Wars and all that sort of stuff. But, sometimes you want a good story too. And it's only a 12s movie. So, teenagers, etc., can take part of it. I
Yeah.
would say it's in the world of things like iRobot and Blade
That
Runner. That's,
that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. And like
yeah.
I would be the type that type of movie normally I'd be like, oh. But then when iRobot is on the TV, I'm like, oh God, no, I have to watch this because it's like gadgets and gizmos and all this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things. Look, it's such a cliche, and I'm stealing from other. I was going to say other critics. Not that I'm much of a critic, but other critics that I do actually read is the best sci-fi is actually about today, and it's just using a story to tell us, and it's about the morality of if you other people, if you say they're not real people, what happens and how we is a machine bad or is it the people who are using the machine that are bad? It's really, really good. If I'm totally honest, I thought the ending was slightly disappointing, but that's why I think it's 4 stars everywhere. And I think that's the difference. Really smart, grown up, proper movie, proper story. Don't let, if you're somebody who doesn't like special effects stuff, don't let it put you off. There's no aliens. It's really clever. And let's face it, we're not that far away from some of this technology. So
That's what I was thinking when you were talking there. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
this could be like a news report in the future.
well, yeah, like
Yeah,
that's what the Hollywood strike is about,
yeah,
using computers to write the
yeah, yeah.
scripts instead. But I tell you, no computer would write this script. It's too good.
And
Really loved it.
speaking about movies that like could be real, also one of
Yeah.
my favorites, and these are the films that I adore because I'd be like, this could be real, this could happen. So now I'm like, oh my God. And first of all, I did not realize that there was 10 altogether in this kind of franchise because I was like, oh, surely this doesn't mean so 10. And then I went looking and I was like, oh wow. Didn't realize that.
I think there's actually more than 10 because I think there's Jigsaw and there was a movie called Spiral, which were kind of spin offs. Well, good luck to. I'm not quite sure where you're from, Paddy, but like it must be fairly rough. If you think Saw is real, that there's people going around chaining people up and playing pranks on them,
Could
maybe
be.
there are, maybe
I
there are,
think
but
I think it's that psychological thing. It could happen though. You know,
well, yeah, absolutely, and we'll maybe the talking dogs could happen too that we'll be talking about later. But yes, look, I remember going to see the first one in the cinema and absolutely being blown away by it. I loved it. Now, for me, it's a lot of diminishing returns, but I think that's because I'm not a huge horror fan. So I like a new story. That's the thing. But my horror loving fans love this.
Yeah.
They absolutely love this. Now, I haven't seen it yet because it was away last night and it's only opening tomorrow. But it seems like it's a good one. The trailer is really good. It's really creepy. Yeah.
And I think that part of the reason why I like the Saw franchise as well is you know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you pretty much know the types of things that's going to happen. And I think I like that, but they're so gory. It's like,
and it's really
takes a lot
nasty as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Like it takes a lot to shock me, but definitely I'd be like, oh my gosh. Do you know?
Well, well, look, and that's the thing. And there's nothing wrong with a formulaic movie. That's what a lot of movies are. I love action movies. I love Star Trek, for example. It's the same kind of format of an episode each week. That's part of the joy of it. But speaking of things that will shock you, right? Let's go back to the all-time classic. Tomorrow, Friday and Saturday night, it's 50 years since Exorcist, the year I was born. I'm not saying that's a coincidence or not a coincidence, but and does it still have the power to shock? Yes, because I watched this a couple of weeks ago. It still has, for two reasons. One, everyone is smoking all the time, Paddy. It's unbelievable. Yeah. They're getting a brain scan, and the fella doing the machine is smoking. You go, you just wouldn't see that anymore. But also, you know, we've seen all the effects, and kids have seen, you know, it parodied the spinning head and all that, and go, oh yeah, that's funny. And the gore that was so shocking 50 years ago maybe isn't quite as shocking, but the language, the direction, and everything like that, it still works. It's great. See it on the big screen. And also, if you haven't ever seen it, you'll watch it and go, oh wow, that's where all those other movies I have loved over the years stole their ideas from, right? It's brilliant still. Classic. Not for the faint-hearted, though.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Another one that now you might say it goes in between Saw and The Exorcist, Paw Patrol.
Well, that really frightens me, those bloody dogs. So I should look, I'm being unfair, but there's two movies I have never got, and I love kids' movies, but two things I never got. One is Downton Abbey. I just don't get it. And the other is Paw Patrol. But little people love it, and they're great first movies. And I love to see little people going to the movie for the first time. And I know that the movie company are sending like certificates, you know, for my first movie and stuff like that. So they're out, and it's the right time. You know, it's about an hour and 10 minutes long. It's about the right time for those sort of movies. But, you know, I can't help but think they're vigilante fascists. But, you know, little people love them. Why don't we... you have the clip?
Yeah, I have a little bit now. We'll see if we can get the pups.
When our world is threatened, one team is ready to launch.
Did he say lunch?
No, I said launch.
The meteor's heading straight for us! Get down! Whoa!
Meteorite's coming, and God knows what. That'll give any of you were like, you know, the creator a good run for its money, I tell you.
Yeah, like maybe this is the Citizen Kane of Paw Patrol movies. I have not seen this, and I'm probably not going to. But I know, if I had little people in my life, I would be bringing them to this because it will be fun, and I'm only having fun because we're having fun off air about it. But there's something about the voice of I think it's Chase. Oh, it goes through me. Whereas you know, Captain Underpants, I was all for, but there's something about this. But it is really popular, and it's only shown in the weekends because it officially doesn't open for 2 weeks, but it's open that. I should also mention, because I know we've gone on and I'm running out of time, for a bit more grown-up audience, we have the Donegal Bay Film Festival, which is running Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A lot of short movies made by people here from the Northwest. It's part of the Blue Stacks Festival. And there's all sorts of creative people coming to the cinema to show their films. All tickets are absolutely free for anyone who can come to see it. And it's in the evenings. And especially it's kind of bittersweet because it was put together by a lovely man called Mark Geegan, who passed away this time last week very suddenly in Bundoran, and we're all devastated by his loss. It's a huge loss to the arts community here in the Northwest. But hopefully this will be a little bit of a tribute, because it's what he was all about, promoting other people and promoting artists, music and film here in the Northwest. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And you can find details online everywhere. Yep.
That's brilliant, Collie. Thank you very much. And a lovely mention there as well, of course. I would love to give you more time for Taylor Swift. But I give you about 20 seconds. Talk to me about Taylor Swift.
Okay, so they weren't going to show it. because they wanted to do the concert first, but everyone went mental. So it's happening on the 13th. It's going to go for ages. They've already sold loads of tickets. It's her show filmed on the big screen. The Swifties have gone mad on our website ever. I am making no jokes about it. To be honest with you, I like Swiftie. I think she's pretty good.
I loved it. I was devastated I didn't get tickets.
Well, you can come to the Eclipse Bundoran and see the show now, yeah. Well done for setting me up for that. We didn't even practice that.
Yeah, yeah. And get some pizza while you're in there. Brought into your seat. I still like this is just the best thing. Anyway, Collie, I literally could talk to you like for ages about this, but thank you so much, sir. It's been wonderful talking with you again.
Always a pleasure, Paddy. Thanks so much for holding the fort for Shamey this week.
No problem. And you'll be back on next Thursday, same time?
I'll be on next Thursday, apologising for saying mean things about Paw Patrol. I'm in so much trouble, Paddy. I'm in so much trouble.
Thanks a million. Take care, Collie.
Bye.